Being able to accurately locate yourself in a landscape, both urban and rural, has been a staple of geographic fieldwork for decades. However, with the changing nature and use of technology, coupled with the increased demands of fieldwork and A-level geography, this led us to believe that the impact of geolocation is an important concept to discuss. Much like locating yourself on a map in the old-fashioned sense, geolocation is the addition of digital means to improve accuracy and speed in doing so. Though this is not a new technology necessarily, as programs like Google Earth have been around for some time now and are well used by geography students of all ages, the actual application of geolocation is a new concept in A-level geography. For A-level geography, 20% of our grades come from a non-examined assessment, an NEA, or in other words, an individual research project of our choosing in which we complete an extended piece of writing based on the fieldwork data we have collected. Within this NEA, we have achieved marks through the accurate use of geolocation. Within this presentation, we will be discussing how we have been able to increase our knowledge of geolocation, as well as showcasing our final field trip as A-level geographers.
Several weeks ago, we took part in a residential field trip to Exford, which is located in Somerset in the southwest of England. The main aim of this trip was to explore how infiltration rates change around the River Horner, following the course to its mouth. This links directly to our learning for the Earth system topic, which we will be covering later this year. As you can see from the video clip, the main geolocation tool we are showcasing is Digimaps. We are lucky enough to have access to this at Trinity, and we have now been using it since GCSE. As the video is showing, Digimaps offers a number of possibilities when it comes to accurately locating fieldwork information. As mentioned previously, the fieldwork was based around the River Horner in Somerset. One of the benefits of Digimaps is that you can access locations at a number of scales. So the maps that we are showing on screen show the local area at a very low scale, ultimately enabling us to gain an understanding of the surroundings. With the addition of the time-lapse videos, you can see how difficult it was to drive around this landscape on single-lane roads over the moors.
The central focus of this presentation is on our work near a campsite along the river. In this section you can see we had to move up some very steep slopes to conduct our infiltration tests. However, due to Digimaps measuring tools, you are not only able to track a route onto the map as an overlay, but you can be incredibly accurate with the location of study sites, as indicated by the purple line, stretching out away from the river, which will appear shortly on the screen. When writing our NEAs, tools like this enable us to show the examiner exactly where we took our data collection from, which is evidently a positive. Digimaps is a better tool in our opinion, as not only are the maps at a range of scales, but the annotation tools are very intuitive. The fieldwork we conducted, whilst being very interesting, was also challenging to complete. The relief around the River Horner was sometimes difficult to access, but for us we relished the challenge of completing physical fieldwork at its core. As the split screen of the two maps is showing, we have now labelled the study site, which can be saved as an overlay on the map, which then referring back to later, it is clear where data has come from, and then makes it easier to see patterns and trends. The final part of our fieldwork was at the coastline where the river meets the sea. Overall, we visited 8 sites along the river, and on our map we have labelled just 2 of them so you can see the distance we travelled. Our conclusions were that infiltration rates varied across the course of the river. As the geology changed, so did infiltration. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen and watch our presentation. We hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.